on set. Stand by studio. Production and recording.
Swimming pools have reopened the...
Great Britain? What a year.
It's fair to say we've done ourselves proud. We kept our heads up.
We kept going.
And when things seemed too hard, we pulled together.
George!
We stayed home to make a difference. We supported each other from our sofas.
You can do it.
We put our feet up for home and country.
We got the best supporters in the world.
Oi!
And now it's time to show the world what we're made of. We're all ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
That's what makes us Team GB.
DFS, proud Team GB partners.
Come on, Britain! It's time to escape! The flights, the fun, the thrills, and the gangster granny? Check out my mega-tastic Gangster Granny The Ride and bedrooms, new for 2021. Book now at AltonTowers.com. Alton Towers Resort, Britain's greatest escape.
Hello and welcome to today's show about clowns. Today we're going to be joined by two special guests that I'd like to welcome onto the show. The first one being Liam. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Liam. I am a part-time clown for parties.
And our second guest who I'd like to welcome on is Josh. Josh, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Josh and I'm a clown hater.
Okay, thank you guys both for coming on. Firstly, we have a question for both of you. I'm gonna go to Liam first. But like, overall, what is a clown to you?
A clown for me is made entertaining really. First was made for the royal families in Egypt, where ended up all over the world, and now that there's many in circuses, part-time jobs for doing parties. That's why I honestly see as clowns.
That's interesting. So like, people can go into like a career with clowns really. It's a career path for people, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
it is really. You can be a clown in parties or circus.
Yeah.
It's easy really.
What's a clown to you, Josh?
A clown is evil, especially because they're always around children. I think they're scary. They represent nothing good, and they should be kept away forever, permanently.
Yeah. Liam, first question specifically aimed at you. Why do you think clowns are like the way you think they are? Why do you think they're funny? Why do you think they come across as like entertaining and funny for children?
Well, I think it is right. I think it depends on the way you're growing up on clowns, really. Like, I was raised up watching a show called Something Special, which is Mr. Tumble. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
CBeebies. I was watching that as a kid, growing up. So that's the way I see clowns. So when I went for a future, like in a career path, I looked at him as an example of the way I could follow. So that's how I see it as a career path and why it's so entertaining. If you get what I mean.
I mean, you could use him as like inspiration, to be fair, for your career. Like you say, you're a children's entertainer. That is, in a way, what Mr. Tumble is in the show. So,
yeah,
like,
definitely.
So yeah, I'm guessing that helped with your career choice.
100%.
Josh, you said you're a clown hater. So like, why do you think clowns like have become this like staple of horror recently in media?
I think it mainly comes from, obviously, as a child, you see a clown and you don't really take it seriously. I mean, a child's first instinct when they see a clown is not to be terrified, because they are, at the end of the day, there to make them laugh. But when you grow up, you look at clowns and you actually think, they're not this form of comedy. They're actually quite creepy. I mean, they're these grown men dressed up as silly characters, going to children's parties. I mean, that on its own is quite strange, and I think I just find it really weird. And then, obviously, clowns in fiction like Pennywise and the Joker, it's just creepy.
Yeah, I think you might have offended Liam a bit there with a few words about.
But that's why. But that's why the fiction clowns. They're not. They really exist. But that's why I've been very. I know really. Like, pardon me for a sec, but. That's why the fictional clowns. Stephen King is an example of turning something which is entertaining into a horror, if you get me.
Yeah, so you think...
You know what I mean?
So you think with the whole horror concept of clowns, you think that like the children's entertainment part and the horror should be kept separate, and the horror part is actually okay because like obviously children are brought up with entertaining clowns and funny clowns, and that's for a whole separate like audience.
So what I think like children fear Pennywise and entities like that is because the parents should not let them watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's made for older children, it's made for teenagers rather than an 8-year-old, for example.
Yeah.
Who should be watching stuff like CBeebies, not Pennywise, not It or stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I do disagree though. All it takes is a child to just be subjected to that kind of media just for a little bit, and then it can completely tarnish their view on clowns anyway.
That's your opinion.
All they have to do is watch a trailer on it or something for it to come on the TV, the parents to show them, and that's it. The damage is already done.
We all know how easy kids can be misled to call, you know what I mean? So I do see where I'm coming from there, but that's just our different opinions, I suppose.
So Liam, you know when you see a clown like in media or even like a fellow like party entertainer like yourself, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Like, what do you immediately think of when you see a clown? Does the whole horror side of it like cross your mind at all, or do you immediately see them as just like a funny, happy, like something for children?
Yeah, I've seen it as a way for entertaining purposes. I don't have knowledge the Pennywise thing. End of the day, it's not a clown. It's either entity. It came from a different planet. It's not a clown. But I see it as clowns entertaining. For kids, adults, anyone really, they're just purely entertain, and that's it. Final decision.
Yeah. Josh, what do you think of when you see a clown? I know obviously you hate clowns, like, so I'm assuming you see them and you immediately despise them. But like, does them being like fun for children in a way cross your mind, or is it straight away just pure hate?
Straight away, just pure hatred. Every time I see them, my blood just starts to boil. I hate them with a passion. Like I said, I just think they're creepy. I think the people who betray them are also quite creepy as well.
What about me?
I can't speak on that, but it's just
There
you
we
could
go,
say it's, you know, stereotypical, but that's just how I think. I think it's a very creepy profession, and I think it should just be abolished. To be honest, I don't see them as happy or anything. I hate them just completely.
So do you not agree at all with the whole like horror side of it? Like, even like if they're rated, say, an 18, like one of these clown movies, and they're not like acceptable for children to watch, do you not agree that they should be a thing? Do you think the whole thing should just be cut off completely?
I just think they should be moved away from children. I think they should just purely be now used, because I don't think clowns can be looked at anything other than you know, horror icons like Pennywise and stuff. I think clowns as a medium should be moved now to like film and shows. I think they should just be completely removed from like children's parties. Anything to do with children, clowns should not be there. It should just be scary.
Yeah. Liam, do you think like the more films we get in the future, say like 10 years in the future, like if we keep getting more and more like horror films like that include certain types of clowns that then become popular, do you reckon like people's views can change and more people would side with Josh in the future? Like, do you reckon the way people see clowns in media will have an impact on like children's lives and the next generations?
Yes, in a way I do see it, because end of the day there's been stuff going on like killer clowns now I've heard in the media every now and then. Plus Pennywise, but let's be honest, even with you, have you ever heard of any more horror movies apart from It as a clown?
Yeah, there's not many.
There's not many.
You've only got the odd few. You can probably count on one hand like the famous like evil clowns, but then you've got like there's thousands of children's entertainers that are clowns, aren't there? So
yeah,
the ones that you can count on your hand already have such an effect on pop culture that it doesn't really matter how many there are. I mean, Pennywise is like the most famous horror character of all time. Everyone knows who Pennywise is.
Yeah.
So you don't need a lot. You just need a few that have such an effect on like media and stuff.
Like
for
the
it to
way
be
it's
an issue.
portrayed, just like immediately gives that impact. Yeah. And especially if, like, there's thousands of kids entertainers who are clowns, but like if thousands of kids just watch one of those movies, that could like, well, even like yourself, I'm sure you struggle with it. Like, maybe like when a new clown film comes out, like you lose work, I'm assuming, because of like less people are wanting clowns because like say if a new clown film comes out tomorrow, you're not going to get much work over the next few weeks, because if children see them films, they're going to immediately be put off by it.
But that's put down by bad parenting as well, because they're showing kids the wrong side of the clowns. Really, they shouldn't be watching anything like that. It's made for older people who can watch it at cinemas. They know that. But if people watch entertaining stuff like Mr. Tumble, many more like that, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Completely is. But I do see where people are coming from, but as long as I'm still going, clowns will always be funny in my heart.
Josh, do you think, like, in the future, let's say, for example, if these, like, horror clowns do stop, or, like, at least, like, slow down a bit with, like, the production of, like, horror movies related to clowns, do you reckon that in the future and the next generations, do you reckon more people can move to see clowns as, like, more of a funny side, like Liam?
No.
You feel strongly about the fact that
I think
they're just genuinely creepy and
they're
scary?
just creepy. I mean, just take your eyes and look at the screen, especially the one at the front there. It's just, it's not right. I mean, look at the one behind him in the red hat.
It just looks a bit odd.
You can't tell me you look at that and think, oh yeah. Look at the one on the right. You can't tell me, oh yeah. Look at the one in the middle on the right. You can't tell me, oh yeah, my kid's turning 5, let's invite one of these clowns to make them laugh. They're not going to laugh, they're going to cry.
That's actually one of my costumes I wear to the parties I actually go to, and the kids seem to love you. So I think you just stick down to opinions.
Do you dress like that?
Yeah, I do.
Exactly like that?
Exactly like that.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you, mate. I think it's very weird. I think you really need to have a...
That's your opinion, end of the day. End of the day, I've always seen clowns entertaining, and many people do when I work, so it's all about opinions.
Okay, before this gets too controversial, we are going to stop it there. So thank you guys for coming on. Thank you, Liam, for sharing your views on clowns, and also thank you, Josh, for sharing your hatred on clowns.
It's a pleasure.
And thank you, everyone, for watching. There we have it. It's clowns. You either love them or you hate them.
Here come the hot sniper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the crew in the area. Still have it like that. Extraordinary. Juice like a strawberry. Money to burn, baby, all of the time. Here come the hot sniper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Still have it like that.
Lucozade. When you're on, it's on.